So, Peter from Kingscliff, what are your memories of your first grade debut?
My first game with St George. Where would that be? That would be at Redfern Oval. I lobbed up there. I lobbed up to Redfern Oval, and I go to go in the gate, and I show the guy the ticket, and he says to me, "Where'd you get that from?" I said, "I'm playing tonight." "Yeah, what grade?" He said, "First grade." He said, "Get out of here." He thought I stole the ticket. So a great memory. And then there was an official behind me. He said, no, mate, no, he's playing tonight. And the guy did apologise to him. Really thought I stole the ticket. So that was my first at Redfern Oval, and also probably I think St George and South Sydney played in the grand final in '71, and I got there in '72, and that happened at Redfern Oval.
Yeah.
And then after about round 8, St George and South were on top of the comp, and I'll never forget it. So many great players at South Sydney had that day, but I scored the first try at the hill end, and I'll never forget it. It's one of my most magical moments. I'll never forget that.
There you go, Peter.
There you go, Pete.
Great
Pete from
question.
Kingscliff.
Elizabeth from Salamander Bay, what are your views on today's game? It's good to have a woman's
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, yeah. Oh, well, have a look at the Women's Rugby League these days. If I wanted to watch any sort of sport with women in it, it's got to be Rugby League.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
What would your views be on today's game? Look, to be honest, I don't watch many of the games today. A good friend of mine, Stephen Edge, gets me out now and then to go to a St George game. My son, Bryson, used to play for South, now he's over in Warrington. I used to watch them play, but I've got a lot of family duties now to watch the games. But if I had today, it's fast. You know, there's a lot of money involved, and it's full time. Like when I played, you know, I had to go to work on Monday, and I had no skin left on my body. You know, I'd like to play today, but I think I would have been a better player if I was full time.
Yeah.
You know, other than going to work for 7 days, and all of a sudden you've got a family now, so it was very difficult then.
Okay, well...
Elizabeth, hope I helped you there.
Yeah, good one, Elizabeth. Here we've got one from Andrew Voss from The Fan.
No, I think I know him. I know the boss.
And Andrew Voss has asked, what are your top 5 memories of your career?
There's too many. There's too many. Meeting people, fans from everywhere, and I'll rattle off a couple. My first game at the cricket ground in 1972, I walked out playing South Sydney, both top of the comp. South won the comp in '71, beat St George, and here I am and I was the only one new player in the side. And to come out of that Sydney cricket ground and start walking down those steps, and as a child I used to watch everyone. I used to get goosebumps, and now here I am.
Yeah.
I'm walking down those steps. So that's one of the best moments I've ever had, and I had the red V on, and I just felt so good, and I'll never forget it. 55,000 people there that day on the match of the day on a Saturday, and right. I scored the first try.
Okay.
I hate saying that. It doesn't matter, but I did. There was a city country game once at number 2. There was a guy it was raining at the cricket ground, and I was playing city seconds against country seconds, and I won't say I scored in the corner, someone scored in the corner. Anyway, it was raining, it was muddy, the ball was a leather one. It was like it was just so heavy, the ball. It was like you picked up 3 bricks. Anyway, this chap come up to me, and he was the captain of the side, and he said, "Go on, Ted, I'd like you to take the kick." I said, "Mate, hey, look at this, it's a bit difficult, it's a long way out." And "Mate, I got faith in you. Mate, you are a very good player." And no one's ever said that to me. Anyway, this guy, and for the kick, I took the kick from the sideline at the hill. It went higher than the goalpost, you know, and about another 20 metres past it. His name was John Sattler, the best captain I've ever played under.
Yeah, right.
What else could I think? What are your chances? Another memory was I'd never captained a side anywhere, and I would like to have been captain. I think there could have been more skills you could have seen from me, and I don't think you've seen any leadership qualities. But in 1976, Sydney, a combined Sydney side went over to play New Zealand 5 matches. Noel Kelly was the coach, and I got a shock. He said, and the captain today is Lord Ted Goodwin. Oh, I went, wow, how good's this? Yeah, being captain on that New Zealand combined Sydney was one of the greatest things I've had too. 4. A memory. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, I remember it. One of my best friends, like on tour and everything, was this man, Arthur Beetson. He was tremendous to me. He taught me so many things. Yeah. He taught me how to control, like, the opposition. And there are circumstances that are out of your control.
Yeah.
But he taught me how to adapt to those circumstances. And but the memory I'm going to think of now is, and he broke my neck. It was an elbow in the 77 semi-final. I got sent off, and and I seen Arthur after. I said, Arthur, I'm your mate. What'd you do that for? Nah, not when you're playing. No, not when we're with the opposition. So that was one thing I do remember. Yeah, Arthur come flying across, and then I waved him goodbye. And we're still friends. God bless him. Number 5, scoring a try. I suppose scoring that try in 1977. To be honest, I was not smart enough to know that it was impossible. So I'll just leave it at that.
Very good. Very good. Happy there, Bossy.
Good on you, Andrew.
Craig Devlin from Menderon, Central New South Wales. It's a small town. He's good friends with Paul Morris, rugby league in Newtown. So who was the best rookie player you ever saw come through while you were playing?
Well, I was playing absolutely Rod McGregor, an absolute tackling machine. Was a little bit blind on one side. But you have a look at that guy. You get some videos of him and watch how he tackled. He was brilliant, right around the ankles every time.
Yeah.
Rod McGregor, his name was, came from Yass.
Good. There you go, Craig. I'll pick those up later.
That's all right.
Dougie B from Narellan, a good friend of mine. Watching Lord Ted play, his style was more of a 5/8 in today's game. If you played today, what would your preferred position be?
I never got the fullback. I always played fullback. In my junior days, I was lock, and then went to grade. I played fullback because Graham Langlands was there. Yeah, I could float around. I'd go into 5/8 and I could come out. I had time to read the game. So fullback today, that's right. I'd be more devastating a fullback to any other position.
Cool. There you go, Dougie.
There you go, Dougie.
Roger Willis. He's the author of a book that's come out recently, so I'll give it a plug, Rugby League Collectibles Bible.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a very, very big collector. What was the discussion at half-time in the 1975 grand final with Langlands being captain-coach, severely being hampered by injury?
We have a look at it now. It's 5-0. The Roosters are leading. We walk in at half-time, and Graham's in a lot of pain. So he lays on the table outside the dressing shed, and I honestly don't know what they'd done to Graham. I sat in the dressing shed. Mind you, I'd fractured my eye socket right across here, my eye socket, and my cheekbone. It was cracked. I couldn't see out of the left eye, and I felt like I wanted to spew everywhere, but no one gave a shit, So, pardon the French. So I just sat there. Anyway, next minute I heard this big scream. They were going to put me back. Ted's going back to fullback, and Graham, you can't play. And Graham he yelled out, no, we're not. Come on, let's get out of here. So nothing was said at halftime. He got laid on the table, getting checked over. We're all sitting there waiting for a speech. I think Billy Smith might have said something, but nothing said at halftime. Very disappointing.
Okay, that's a very good question there, Roger. Now this is an interesting one from Paul Rosis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hi Daniel, could you ask Ted that the 11-year-old kid he generously gave his 74 Blues jersey to, who's 54 now, wants to know if he's still a referee in the Shire? before you answer that, I'll just finish what he said here. So, I was lucky enough to have Ted referee my eldest son in an under-8 game when I was coaching. The kids had no idea who he was, but me and all the dads were elated. He was a fantastic referee, explaining to the kids the rules of the game as play progressed. Very impressive how he gives back to the kids. Champion guy, wish him all the best and hope to one day share a beer with him.
Yes, I do remember that. There were two young boys come past and we're talking rugby league, and I said, here, I've got a couple of things for you. And what was the young fella's name? Daniel?
Paul, no, Daniel.
Paul.
Yeah,
Paul, yeah. No, well, Paul, I forget your friend's name and that, but I do remember the New South Wales jersey I gave you, and I hope it's done good for you. And I actually seen Dan. I seen my son. I think my son Luke met Paul, and he showed him the jersey, and he's got it all framed and that. So yeah, it's a very rare jersey. Don't give it to anyone, because I didn't play for New South Wales that often and that. But well done, and God bless you.
Yeah, very good, Paul. Maybe I can ask one question. The name Lord Ted, where did that come from?
I mean, people are going to get, I don't know, people get cranky when I ask that, but I gave it to myself, you know. You know, so no, I really didn't. But I like to tell people that. There was a gentleman called Len Kelly, and he was a big official at St George Lees Club, and a beautiful man he was. God bless him, he's passed on. They used to call him Lord Deacon. Well, after a St George match at Cogger Oval, the reporters are always invited in to have a beer. And so the reporters come in, so they started asking a few questions. And one reporter said, "What about young Teddy Goodwin?" And he stepped up, Len Kelly, the Deacon. He goes, "You mean Lord Ted?" And that was it. That was it. It stuck with me. And it's okay, you know. At first I went, it's a nickname. I thought I might have got something like Tarzan or something, or, you know, and something like Tyrannosaurus. Or, but yeah, a few players have come up to me, like Timmy Pickup. He came up to me one day and said, "Mate, it's a great name. Look at me, Grub, or Rhodonicus, ridiculous." Yeah. You know, and you know, like Graham Eady goes, "Well, they call me Wombat." You know, but you're the Lord. Yeah. And he goes, but as I find a lot of people, when they do come up and talk to me, and a lot of St George fans go, "How you going, Lord?" And why not? I've accepted it. I don't know what it means. A few people have told me their versions of it, but I'm just happy to go with Lord Ted. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for the interview, Lord Ted. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Dan.
Now, if we just move straight on, we're going to give away one of these posters, and this will be the only poster available to actually anyone.
Right.
Outside of the people who like
very rare.
Goodwin's going to get one. Yeah. My Uncle Peter and I'm keeping one. So these are the entries. Kurt, my assistant, leave that on. He's wrote the names down of everyone that's in there. So only one prize per person. First prize is a poster. We'll shuffle it and put it in the bag there. We've got a Dan's retro rugby league bag. So we'll. Right.
So Dan, we're going to get one person out of here, or you just pick
one?
Out?
Oh, then we've got that'll be prize 2 and that'll be prize 3. But we don't want only one. You know, one prize per person.
One prize. Let me get that. I can't see anything. Wait, there's nothing in my hands here, so I'm just going. Here it is. I've got a person here.
Who's that? Oh, it's on the other side there. Richard Hunt.
Richard Hunt.
He's a huge collector. He wrote the question about Graham Langland's injury.
Yeah.
So Richard Hunt, you're the proud owner of the poster. Very good.
A signed one too.
Signed one, and so we'll get another 2 for the stubby cooler, a signed stubby cooler. Someone. David Coates, another. He's a
Coates.
David Coates from Adelaide. He's Adelaide. He'll be happy with that. He's a mad Dragon supporter. Hopefully we don't get. Another one. It's the same guy.
Right.
Some people have got a few
Right.
tickets. Julie, yeah, that's Julie.
Julie?
So Julie, you're third prize.
There we
Very
go.
good.
Well done,
Okay,
Julie.
thank you. All right, turn it off, thanks.